Hello children. Today we will be moving on to the next topic of chapter 3 history, that is nationalism in India, and today's topic is non-cooperation movement. This is one of the most important topic in the chapter. So the non-cooperation movement was launched by Gandhiji on 5th September 1920. And the main aim of this movement was to obtain Swaraj or full independence for India. Now again, as I have already told you that before understanding any topic, we need to ask ourselves few questions. First, what was non-cooperation movement? Second, why non-cooperation movement? Why was this movement initiated? What was the need for initiation of this movement? So the movement was a reaction towards the oppressive policies of the British government, like Rowlatt Act, and the new taxes which we have seen were increased after the First World War, like custom duties were raised, income tax was introduced. These were some of the oppressive policies which Britishers had introduced time to time. Second was the massacre of the Jallianwala Bagh. On 13th April, we all know that 1919, which we have already discussed, the whole world witnessed the naked brutality of the imperialistic government. So this incident horrified Gandhiji, and he lost all faith in the goodness of the British government, and therefore decided that it would be sin to cooperate with the satanic government. So these two reasons were there. These were the two important. Besides, there were other important reasons which were responsible for it. Other causes include economic hardship of the common mass, which the common people were facing at that time, which the nationalists attributed to the flow of the Indian wealth to Britain. We know that everything, the goods which came from the Britain and the revenue altogether which was generated in India, that was all going to Britain. And last but not least, Gandhiji in his book Hind Swaraj declared that British rule was established in India because of the support of what, cooperation of the Indians. And Gandhiji genuinely believed that if Indians if we here means Indians, if we start refusing to cooperate with them, it would obviously collapse the government and Swaraj would come. So these were some of the important reasons for the launch of the non-cooperation movement. Let us discuss now how was this movement unfolded. First, we discussed about non-cooperation movement, then why was it started. Now we will be taking the third important question, that is how was it unfolded. So Gandhiji proposed that movement should be unfolded in stages. So it began with initially with the surrender of the titles and the resign from the nominated seats in the local bodies. It was during this period only that Rabindranath Tagore returned the title of the knighthood. And the second stage, it was suggested that people would resign from the government jobs and boycott of the civil services, army, police, schools and courts will be done. And at the third stage, it led to the boycott of the foreign goods and the use of only Indian made goods. This was how this movement was unfolded. I hope it is clear to all of you. Then जैसे ये movement start हुआ, then we come to know what all was done. All the titles were boycotted. People started refusing to go into the British institutions. Boycott of the foreign goods was done, and now there obviously it had its impact also. So now we will be taking up the third. What was its impact on the British colonial government? What was the impact of the movement on the British government? The impact of the revolt was total shock to British authorities. They were totally shocked seeing the mass participation of non-cooperation movement. See, non-cooperation movement acquired mass base with participation of different sections of the people from different backgrounds like peasants, workers, students, teachers, lawyers, and even women also joined with great enthusiasm into it. It generated a desire for freedom and inspired people to challenge colonial rule. This was on the social front or on the economic front, but now on the economic front, it has a disastrous consequences on the economy of the British government. The effect of the non-cooperation movement, NCM here means non-cooperation movement. The effect of the non-cooperation movement on the economic front were more dramatic, a big setback to the British economy. इसके बाद क्या हुआ? Foreign goods were boycotted, liquor shops were picketed, and foreign goods burnt in huge bonfire. The import of the foreign goods, particularly the cloth, halved between 1921 and 22, which led to the dropping down of its value from 102 crores to merely 57 crore. इतना बड़ा shock उनको मिला on the economic front. Now for Indians, it had some good impacts. What was it? It gave boost to Indian textile mills and handlooms. Since people stopped using the foreign goods, foreign cloth, that is why it led to the increase in the production of the Indian textiles and handlooms, and its production increased. That is why it gave boost to the industries. Second, it fostered Hindu-Muslim unity. It was collectively all the people from different backgrounds, from different religious backgrounds thronged into this movement, and it led to the unity of the Hindus and Muslims, which was somehow lukewarm after 1857 revolt. Thirdly, it gave a big boost to nationalism in India, because by this time the Congress could organize its rallies, its protests in different parts of the country, even in the rural areas, and so it was not only confined to urban areas but also spread to the remote areas, and it generated a sense of the nationalism in the minds of the people. That's all for today, and in the next topic, in the next video, I will be taking up the issues why it slowed down and why Gandhiji decided to call off this movement. So I hope it is clear, and in the next topic we will discuss that. Have a good day.